Hello, 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 beautiful people. Welcome to It's Not God's Hallelujah Kitchen. I am just sitting here and I just think about, the last video that I actually put out. Not the last one, but the previous one that I placed on the the YouTube channel. And it was a question and also a statement. We are living in scary time. Are we fully prepared? And as I sat here, another thing came to my mind. Our mind is always processing things. The beauty about the mind, it's constantly, recycling things, and our five senses are linked to the thoughts, because whatever we feel, whatever we touch, taste, see, smell, it gives the brain, the thoughts, something to process and to try put words to it, so we constantly processing different thoughts over and over, trying to make sense of the world. It gives us opportunity, to navigate, things, a bit better. The thoughts that we have, some are helpful and some are not too helpful, unfortunately. And that's why we have to be very, 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 very aware of how thoughts work, because thoughts are not powerful, but they can feel powerful, and we can give them power when we place too much emphasis or belief on the thoughts that we have. But we must realize that the thoughts in our head are necessary for the functioning of the brain, because the brain is constantly scanning the environment, the world around us, and trying to, solve the problems, trying to make sense of it. So we will always constantly be thinking about something, but we have to know what is real from what is not real. Okay, guys? Anyway, but as I was thinking, and in my mind, it was saying, no one is safe anymore. Where is really real safety in this hurt? Whether we are at home, are we truly safe? The safety that I'm talking about, where, you can say without a shadow of a doubt, 100%, I am safe within this house. You know, are we safe when we go on the street? Are we safe when we go in the taxis, in the bus, in the, whether we travel on the plane? Are we safe in the school, in the church? Are we safe? That's a big question. And when I look at the world that we are living in, when I look at the changing world that we are living in, when I look at the characteristics of, human race, when I look at the numbness, that human seems to have now. They're so numb. And that's what I mean. It's like there's no feeling anymore. The brain is built to think and to process things and to see what, is helpful from what is not helpful, and to make separation. But we are not thinking about our action and the consequence that comes with the certain action that we will take in our life. Because the reality of what I'm seeing with our youths, our adult, we are not thinking about the consequence to our action. We let the ego side of us get the best. We allow, the anger to get the best, the frustration, the overwhelming emotions to get the best of us. And we actually respond to situation based on our anger, our bitterness, our revengefulness, if that's a word. Yeah. We are not thinking that there is a consequence to every action. And that's why I'm asking the question, are we really safe? Is there real safety in this earth? No. The only safety that we have is our faith in Jesus Christ. As a believer, we are not exempt from the crisis. It's a crisis time. But as a true believer, we have to realize the truth of this crisis, that it hasn't got what you call it now, favorism. It actually doesn't favor one class of people. Whether you're rich, whether you're poor, whether you're tall, whether you're short, whether you're black, white, Asian, Chinese, whatever race you are, whether you're a man or woman, boy or girl, the crises are coming at all of us. And so within this hurt, we have no real safety. There's no real safety. That's the answer to the question that my brain is trying to figure out. And as I do a kind of investigation and a reflection, and when I look at the society that we are living in, our children are not 100% safe in the schoolroom, in the schoolyard, on the street, in the playground, not even at home. Because it's not just about stranger. The world that we are living in, the enemy of our soul, and if we are idle with our body, the enemy has a way to use us for his devices. And that's why we have to keep prayed up. We have to keep, doing a self-search. We have to keep dying daily. We have to keep looking to God, reading his word, meditate upon his word, because the enemy is looking for any loophole so that he can use, because the enemy of our soul hasn't got a body. It hasn't got a body that it can actually come and do great damage. But it needs a body to execute his work. And if he can find an idle house to live in, he will live in that idle house. It will do damage to other people through that idle house. And that's why I love my faith. People will think that Christianity is foolishness and, we are brainwashed. But let me tell you that this Christianity that I know from a youth coming up has kept me with principle, good standard, good moral. It has actually guided my footstep. It helped me to examine myself. It helped me to understand what forgiveness look like, what it is to walk away, what it is to stay quiet, when to speak, when not to speak. You see, if you read, especially the book of Proverbs, the book of wisdom, Ecclesiastic, Psalms, when you read these books, it actually highlights the way that we are to live in order to live a peaceable life, a quiet life, a life that, is minimal with any danger. Doesn't mean that we're exempt from danger, but it minimizes the amount of danger that will come to a person who try to live peaceable. And that's why the word of God said, if it's possible, live peaceable with all men, if it's possible. And we have to make sure that we try our utmost best to live peaceable with all man, because the reality is that the world that we are living in, with the crisis that is around us, with the distraction, our children doesn't know how to play with each other anymore. They are influenced by the media. The media seems to always gravitate with negativity. And the more negatives that are put out there, the more views. And because money is attached to the views and the subscribers and the liking, then people see it as a game, as a fun to take out their camera while somebody's dying, to cheer somebody on while they are killing somebody else. This is a world we're living in, guys, where people can watch somebody attacking another person and it's like a cheerleading. Other boys, other girls are laughing and having fun as if it's a game. No one is sensitive anymore. No one seems to have empathy. Not no one, but you know what? The world that we are heading into, it seems like empathy is missing. Love is missing. Understanding is missing. Care is missing. And we have to be reminded that we are human beings. No matter the race that we are human beings. Looking after one another, loving one another, protecting one another. Be kind to one another. Be gentle to one another is so important, guys. Where are we going? You find people going into church and killing somebody. Where is the fear of God? You know, there was a days when people reverent even past in the church. There would be reverence to the house of God. You find people going to, I was watching a crusade, and while the service was going on, somebody was, just mashing up somebody's car, stabbing up the tire. When church over, that's what the persons they are seeing happening to two cars at the crusade. No one, the people, especially our male, I'm praying for our male. I know that females got caught up in these things, but I'm praying that the male heart will come back to humanity, where they know how to love and care and show respect to women and protect the children, keep the home safe. It is so painful. And that's why I'm saying, are we really safe? In this 21st century that we are living in, are we really safe? Because it's about who can get the most like. And if it takes somebody dying to get the most like, it seems like that's what persons will do. No one is crying out for mercy. No one is crying out for peace. No one is crying out for love. No one is saying stop it. It's like a cheerleading thing now. Encouraging the fight, encouraging. And when somebody die, that's when the wake-up call come. What happened? What have we done? This is not good when it's too late. It is important, guys, that we use this media to encourage our young people to know how to play again, to love again, to look after one another again, to share and to care. Our young people are so, I don't know, what is going on? Fighting 14 and 13-year-old and 12-year-old, 16-year-old, 15-year-old fighting over man. Come on. You don't even finish with school yet. You don't even have money to maintain yourself. And you are thinking about woman, or you're thinking about man. You're not even fully developed. Your brain even not even fully developed yet. And you're thinking about that kind of responsibility. Doesn't know that relationship and sex come with lots of consequences, not just babies. But not everything that glitters is gold. Everything has a consequence when it's done incorrectly. And when you will tell people and introduce them to the love of God, these days it's like, what are you talking about? No God is coming, nothing is happening. But when you think it's peace and safety, it's sudden destruction. I always say, it's not about when the Lord return, it's about how you die. How was you living? What seed have you been sowing while you were here on planet Earth? What is it that you have been doing while you're here alive on planet Earth? How have you treated your brothers? How have you looked after each other? What have you done with your time while you were alive? That's what we should be always be mindful of. But anyway, guys, this is a short video with a question. Are we really safe? Is the home truly safe? Is the playground safe? Walking on the street, going on the transportation, being in church? The only safety that we have is our soul right with God. That's the only safety that I can say that we will have when our soul, our heart, our body, our mind is right with God. And He can say, I know you. Well done, thou good and faithful servant. Anyway, stay blessed. Thank you everyone for staying with the twins and liking our channel and enjoying the little video that I will put out there. You know, it's a blessing to have you guys, and I'm hoping that I can actually send the right message out, that you will be truly, truly inspired and blessed. Ta-ta for now. Look after yourself. Be careful out there. Okay?